This is not a drill. Do not agree to the new terms and conditions made by Nintendo on May 6, 2025. Let's continue the video. Before we get to that, please carefully seduce that subscribe button. Anyways, I've been watching Nintendo the last month very closely with anticipation. You know, the launch of a new console is a pretty exciting time. And yet, this time isn't without its fair share of controversies. As I kind of foreshadowed in my last video, I have seen them morph into something unfamiliar, and I am now just realizing that this is not my Nintendo. What I'm about to tell you should make you reconsider that Switch 2 pre-order, but also this effectively destroys the accessibility to the Switch 1 you already purchased in 2016 and turns it into a shiny paperweight if you decide to decline to Nintendo's new terms and conditions. Let's detail how this will affect you, and let's start with the worst thing first. We're going to look at 3 sections today, specifically Section 16, Section 6, and Section 2. Beginning with Section 16, and I quote, "You and Nintendo are each waiving the right to trial by jury." Are you reading this? Are you reading this? That should say enough, but let me spell that out even clearer. What Nintendo is doing in Section 16 of their new terms and conditions right here is making themselves entirely bulletproof, not taking accountability, and officially taking away your rights to take them to court for any reason. This means if something like this was signed years ago, back when a class action lawsuit was filed around the Joy-Con drift from the Nintendo Switch 1, these same people would not be able to file a suit today. Also meaning that you would not be entitled to free Joy-Con repairs as you are right now, all thanks to that very specific lawsuit. So now, if the Switch 2 Joy-Cons begin to drift, you have already conveniently signed and waived your rights to take them to court, all before you even get the Nintendo Switch 2 into your hands. And you won't be able to do a damn thing about it. I mean, I gotta commend this kind of evil. I actually admire it. Like, I wish I thought of it. But oh wait, it gets so much better. There's more. There is a section for severability, which means you can opt out of this and retain your rights to bring them to court. But the conditions are intentionally arduous, and they state in the subsection J, 30-day right to opt out. But to do this, you have to send Nintendo a physical piece of paper in the mail to retain your rights to bring them to court, or don't sign it at all and render your current Switch into a brick. And in the terms, they specifically state that this must be done within 30 days from May 6th. So you have right now, 2025, you have to sign this or not, and you have to figure it out. And that also means the Nintendo membership that you already paid for, if you paid for more than a year, it's forfeit. This is just pure conniving, and I think we can all learn something from this. I don't know what's happening, but I don't think that they like us. I don't think that they like us, but we're not done. Buckle in, kids. Section 6. Content creators, listen carefully. This is for you. I am still understanding the legal jargon, but if I understand this correctly, this is detrimental to every person who has ever created Nintendo content, and this now includes me. So obviously, I'm not signing it. Section 6 is all on user-generated content. And let me just read you a section, and you can tell me how this sounds to you. Quote, "You further agree that except to the extent authorized by Nintendo, you will not create or use any user-generated content for any commercial purpose, including to receive payment or other consideration in exchange for access to such user-generated content." Let me pause. Think about that. The first time I read this, it sent alarm bells. And the way that this sounds to me is that Nintendo will not allow you to make user-generated content if you profit directly from it, meaning that every content creator who makes Nintendo content and is using it for their livelihood, this gives Nintendo the right to claim any of the work you are making right now and you are profiting from right now, which is your own user-generated content, including Nintendo games that have been released recently, or I don't know if this includes old stuff as well, but I think this just includes the new stuff. But last line, does that mean like I can't show Nintendo footage of someone else's video without Nintendo coming after me? Because you're only allowed to share user-generated content that's been approved by Nintendo? Or like what does this mean for YouTubers? And nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about this online. And I'm like, I have to make this video because nobody's talking about it. And I'm like looking online. Nobody's mentioned a damn thing about it. I want to be wrong. Please let me be wrong. So please, if you understand what they're saying here, drop a comment. I would be happy to play the fool, and I'd love to be wrong here. But I'm concerned. But okay, we're not done. The last nail in the coffin, section 2. The license. They state that every single game that you purchase from this point on, after you sign this document, you are not entitled to buying the game itself. But now you are merely entitled to the license to access the game you spent $127 Canadian, including tax, so you own absolutely nothing. This just rubs me the wrong way. Because at any time, they can just take away your access and your ability to these games. And this is confirmed to include certain game cartridges as well. So even the physical cartridge that you own will not contain the full game. So they need to give you the key card and the license to access the game. Even if you have the card, you won't be able to play the game. This is not good. What is happening? And Nintendo has now officially taken away my ability to play Splatoon 3, which is arguably a good thing so I can focus on writing my book and more. And yet, I'm just so disturbed by these terms that I had to make a video about this. Like, I gave myself two choices after I read these terms and conditions. Either I can write Nintendo a letter of appeal and maintain my ability to represent myself in court, or I can make an engaging, insightful video to tell more people about this and to protect them from signing a mistake. And, you know, it might be too late, but maybe it isn't. Just please share this with as many people as possible that you think that this may affect. And I'm using the hashtag not my Nintendo to get the word out. Thank you for watching this video. Check out my main channel in the meantime. I do other less controversial videos over there. Anyways, Godspeed and Dankeschön.